This installment of the Look Back series is about the school desegregation programs since 1980 in the St. Louis area. As always is the case when our children are involved, it's a complicated tale. And it was in the U.S. District Court downtown for 27 years. Until 1954, when the U.S. Supreme Court outlawed segregated education, the city schools and the rest of Missouri schools were separated by race. The city integrated peacefully without the trouble of the Deep South, but most white kids still went to white schools and most black kids still went to black schools, and the school board said they couldn't do much about that. That was just a matter of housing patterns. In 1971, a group of black parents near O'Fallon Park were angry that their children were going to be bused to a school in a tougher neighborhood because of overcrowding. And in 1972, this group, headed by a woman named Minnie Liddell, filed a suit in federal court alleging that the school system's assignment programs, both for students and teachers, was racially biased. Christmas Eve 1975, Judge James Meredith approved a settlement, but it didn't include busing, which angered the NAACP, National Board and local branch, and it sued in the appeals court, which told Judge Meredith to go back and set up a busing plan for the city. In 1980, September 3 to be exact, the buses began rolling in city schools. And a big feature was the Cleveland High on the south side was almost entirely white, Soldan on the west end was almost entirely black, and a number of the students swapped seats. That made a lot of headlines. There was a lot of talk then about expanding the program to the St. Louis County because the truth was the city didn't have enough white students. And as in the case of the city, there was considerable reaction in the county. There were calls for an anti-busing constitutional amendment and such. Judge Hungate, William Hungate, took over the case and put out the threat that he might make a gigantic school district if the districts in the county didn't volunteer to join. And in 1983, under a voluntary agreement, black kids were able to go to the county suburban schools, and some white kids went to magnet schools in the city. Over the years, about 60,000 black children from the city were able to go to county schools. The court finally in 1999 began winding the case down, but the state of Missouri paid nearly $2 billion over the decades, making the buses run and fixing the schools. Today, about 5,000 black children and 120 white children cross the city-county line through what's left of the program.